day, lovely viewers. Welcome to Aesthetical TV, where we bring you live documentation and interview about everything art and aesthetics. Today, we're going to get up close with one of the most talented contemporary Ghanaian artists. Yes. And before we proceed, kindly subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share so that others may benefit from it. Now, okay, so as I said earlier on, this guy is multi-talented. And as you can see behind me, these works, they are done by no other than Mr. Bailey Fahnbulleh. And today we are here in his studios. We're going to get interactive with him. Thank you, Mr. Fahnbulleh, for having us today.
Thank you very much.
Today we want to get interactive with you, get to know everything about Mr. Maurice Bailey Fahnbulleh, how all this started, and how wide and far your name has gone today. So before we proceed, or as we are proceeding, uh, permit me to ask, who is Mr. Bailey Fahnbulleh?
Actually, Maurice Bailey Fahnbulleh, as I am called, is born Ghanaian, but then I have a Liberian background too. What I mean is that my dad is a Liberian and my mom a Ghanaian. So I've lived in Ghana all my life and then been in Ghanaian schools and trained as a Ghanaian all my life. So actually, Maurice Bailey Fahnbulleh is an artist living the dream of a child who wanted to be a great artist.
Wow.
Yeah.
Living the dream of a child, wanted to be a great artist. Okay, so having said that, brings us to our next question. So how did all these started? What the journey, the passion, when did this all start?
Actually, it started when I was very small. I didn't really take it serious, but then I was like always kind of drawing, sketching, doing these creative stuffs, engineering stuff like making shapes, cars, destroying things.
At a very tender age.
Yes, at a very tender age. I was just creative in a distractful way.
Okay.
What I mean is that anytime I try to create something, I'll end up destroying things.
It.
Yes. So it's either
they say that even some of the greatest discoveries are done through accidents.
Yes. That's correct. So yeah, that's what I usually do, or like that's what I used to do as a kid.
Okay.
So growing up in the elementary schools and even in the junior high school, JHS, that's where I really realized my full potential in the art.
Wow.
Yes. So I tried to take it far or further by pursuing visual art course in the SHS, which brought me a lot of controversies both from home and in school because there was a controversy during that era that visual students are kind of dumb and
this negative perception about the whole art.
Yes. So I actually forced through. I pursued and then I had to go for it.
That's wonderful. So where are you at now in terms of education, in terms of the corporate world? Where are you at?
Actually, I'm an MPhil student.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm hoping to finish everything this year.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So I've been in UEW since my first degree to the second degree
now.
too. Yes.
Okay. At the same institution.
At the same institution.
Oh, okay. Wow.
University of Education, Winneba.
Wow. Yes, that's quite interesting. Now we're going to get into it more. So, Mr. Morris, what is your passion? What is your inspiration? What is your philosophy that you work with that brings about all these? What is your conceptual ideas? If you can brief us on it.
Actually, I have a simple philosophy that I work with. I always say to myself that at the end of every dark tunnel, there is light. Okay. So whatever thing that happens to me or whatever thing that I see in the society, which kind of brings some gloominess or darkness or something that should bring sadness, something that should bring this kind of shame or something that brings up about negative feelings, something that brings up about negativities, war, like these are the kind of things that I try to pick up deeper inspiration from. Poverty and other stuff that try to bring you down. So whenever I see myself going down, whether in my emotions, my mind, my feelings, or anything, I try to figure out what is actually wrong with me or what is actually wrong in the system that I am actually in. Then I try to bring out something that will overcome that kind of situation.
Okay.
Yeah. So when I see that I pick up that inspiration and then I
Wow.
move on. So like that's what I've been working around.
Okay.
Yes, and I pick up inspiration from anything that really inspires me, something that
Inspires you.
touches my heart, something that makes me think. At times I could be there all night just thinking about
Wow.
how to come out with a piece.
So it's more intellectual and emotional.
Yes, it's more of the emotions and then the mindset that
Okay.
comes to me. Yeah.
Okay. So we realized that you are a painter
Yeah.
as well as a sculptor. What is the difference? Which one is your major, or you do everything parallel? What is the deal about that?
Actually, I've been finding it difficult separating these
The
two.
two.
Yeah, because we see a lot of people. Someone say, "Oh, I'm more of a painter more than a sculptor, more of a sculptor than a painter." But then, actually, I've been finding it difficult to separate this kind of bond for myself to see
Wow.
whether am I more of a painter than a sculptor or more of a sculptor than a
Than a
painter.
painter.
But then later on, I realized that the more I paint, the more I sculpt, and the more I
Wow.
sculpt, the more I paint.
That's quite
What I actually
interesting.
mean is that my most at times, whenever I get an inspiration, whether I would portray something in a painting form, I have the part B of it, or the
Okay.
part two of it, or let's say the higher ground of it
To
in
go into
to
sculpture.
go into sculpture with
Wow.
that same theme,
That same concept.
that
That
same
same thing.
concept, that same ideology. So it's more or less like I work hand in hand with both fields or discipline, and then more so to like my sculpture works also, are more finesse or finished
Okay.
with painting.
Painting.
So with my painting skills, I use it to finish my sculpture
Wow.
products. And then with my paintings and painting ability too, I use my intellect in the sculpture or my skill in the sculpture to go into details with
Okay.
my paintings. For instance, somebody will say, how can I depict the eye? How can I depict the nose? How can I depict, let's say, the tree? How can I depict something? But with my knowledge in sculpture, I know that this layer comes before that layer,
Wow.
or that particle comes before the other particle. So
Okay.
I'm really able to diagnose or dissect into what I'm really doing. So painting is not just about, for instance, if I'm to paint this glass and this wine within the glass, I wouldn't just paint what I see, but then I would try to understand what's the content in what I'm seeing. So that knowledge is gained from sculpture, because whatever thing you want to sculpt, you must know what is inside before you sculpt the outside. So I apply that in my painting too. So that's how I say everything works hand in hand.
In hand.
Yeah.
Wow. Viewers, there you have it. Multi-talented. Multi-talented. Bringing my mind to the wine. Let me slip a little.
That's great.
Yes. So, Mr. Morris, we heard that apart from the painting
Yeah.
and the sculpture, you're also a motivation speaker. You are into a whole lot of things, a whole lot of other ministry and stuff. So, brief us a little. What are some of the other careers that you are into?
Okay. I've been holding up a theater crew for 5 years, 5 to 6 years
Wow.
now in Kumasi. It's
Wow.
called Chronicles, where we do drama, choreography, and a lot of creative stuff. Even and that's one aspect of the ministry too.
Okay.
Yeah, being in the ministry is not always about being behind the pulpit, but then
Wow.
also being in the creative field
Art.
too. Yeah, so whatever thing we do as artists is a message that we carry across. So me as a poet too, I try to infuse the message that I receive inspirationally
Wow.
into my artworks too.
Your
So
artworks.
looking at my artworks, you would find deeper meanings.
Meanings into
And the
it.
more you meditate on it, the more you have diverse meanings
Wow.
into it.
So you are well vested into the creative arts.
Yeah, with the creative arts, I think the only thing I can't do in art is to dance. I can act
Wow.
very well.
You're
I
an
do
actor.
poetry. I am a musician in a way too. I'm a
Yes,
bass
you
guitarist.
quite heard that. You're a bass guitarist.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah,
Viewers.
I'm a bass guitarist too, and I
Just
write.
like myself.
Yes, like you. We've played together. We've played gigs together before,
Yeah.
so you understand what I'm talking about. Yeah, so And I'm also into writing.
Right.
I've written books, but then I've not yet published them
Okay.
because I'm waiting for the right time to strike.
Okay. Wow. So let's go back to your works, your sculptures. What is your medium? The medium that you mostly use,
Okay.
and your style of painting, your style of sculpting. Well, how do you go about it?
Actually, let me talk about the painting and go into the sculpture. With my style, okay, let me combine it together because they are all together.
Yes.
With my style of work, I call it enigmatic or
Enigmatic.
enigma.
Enigma.
Yeah, we what we do is, a lot of people, there are some people who say that, oh, my style is realism, my style is abstract, my style is that, my style is this. But then my style is beyond being just realistic or
Okay.
beyond being abstract.
Okay.
It's more or less like it's also beyond being just in a dreamland or surrealistic.
Wow.
Yeah, so I actually infuse everything together
Wow.
to make it enigmatic. Like,
Wow.
what the word enigma actually means, a long poetry or kind of a poem that has a mystery attached to it.
Wow.
So in every work that I do, there's a certain
Mystery to it.
to it. So for instance, looking at my brand name, my brand name is Fahnbulleh.
Fahnbulleh.
Yeah, and then with my logo, you can see a bull,
Okay.
the imagery of a bull, and then the name written under it.
Under
So
it.
this is one of the enigmatic things that I do. So for instance, why the bull? Why this? Why that? With my name Fahnbulleh, right in the middle of the name, you find a bull.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bull.
Fahnbulleh.
You
Okay.
understand? So,
Yeah.
so that's why I picked that bull as an imagery
Okay.
behind it. And then the bull actually is an animal which signifies
Strength.
honor,
Power.
dignity, like that kind of fearsomeness, yeah, and then fearlessness. So, and then the name Fahnbulleh actually also means courageous and a
Wow.
fighter or a warrior.
Wow.
So it actually goes together.
Wow.
So this is how I sometimes
It all
bring
comes
out,
into one.
yeah, it all comes together. So there's this kind of unison in everything.
Wow, that's
So,
quite interesting.
yes. So talking about my medium or the media that I'm mostly into, when it comes to sculpture, I'm mostly into mixed media.
Mixed media.
Yes.
Okay.
Because most of the time, when you really want to depict hyper realism, there are some things that shouldn't be so hard. There are some things that should be soft. There are some things that should be flary. And so I kind of look at what I'm actually supposed to do. So how can I bring out this image the best way? Should I carve? Should I model something and cast later?
Wow.
Should I just pick up some strings and attach them on
Okay.
something? So it depends on what I actually want to depict.
Wow.
That makes the
So what you
sense.
are saying right now is clearly evident in this your sculpture piece.
Oh yes, it's very, very, very evident in my sculpture piece.
Wow, that's quite interesting. Let's try and wrap it up.
Okay.
We've seen so many achievements. Quite recently, we saw you do some presentations to Nana Mama Brown on United Television, UTV, and that was quite. The whole Ghana was looking at it. The whole world, in fact, was looking at it. How was the feeling like to be on that larger platform? How was the feeling like?
Actually, the feeling was like, you should have done this.
Wow.
Like, if I had not done that work, I don't think you would be here today.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
because I had the inspiration to do that work right after I gave up on doing such work.
So you actually gave up?
I actually gave up because I thought it was at the beginning, it was being kind of stressful. It was being kind of, like time
It looks stressful.
and then
It looks
the
stressful.
cost involved and all those stuff. So you would be like, why should I do this?
So, Mr. Morris, ending it, how can someone contact you if someone needs your service, or where can your works be found? How can we contact you if you need your service or you want to purchase your works?
Okay, I do everything simple. I'm still working on my website, but then you can find my works on Instagram and Facebook. Yeah, Instagram, my handle is FAHN _BULL _EH Fahnbulleh.
Okay.
Yes, when you just enter FAHN, that's a fan. My name will be the first to appear. Yeah, and then you just click on it.
Okay.
You have more.
And if you can get your contact, your phone number.
My contact is 0549851968.
Okay, so viewers, there you have it. Very, very interested interview Yes, a very multi-talented contemporary Ghanaian artist. So this is the part one of the video. Watch out for the part two where we cover some of his works. See you and thanks for watching. God bless you.